Hey guys and girls, hey Alex, how's it going? Hope your week's been really good. Uh, Have to excuse the attire, I've got my work stuff on and this video is a little bit late. I've I agreed to do some extra time at work since I was ill for a little bit, just to make up on a little bit of lost money from being ill. As you can see, I've got my shed nicely painted. Uh, that's like the main update uh, for now. Anyway, we painted the shed on the weekend, um, so I don't have to even think about the shed again. So I'm quite happy with that. So since your last video, Alex, I was just thinking about depression and how it can affect you and things like that. And I thought it'd be worth telling you the story of when I was sort of depressed in my life. I think to me, there's different levels of depression, and I can't say that I was clinically depressed or contemplated suicide or anything like that. It, that wasn't, that's not who I am. That's not something I tend to think about or resort to. And I hope all you guys out there feel the same. But I think it's worth noting that in life, you will have low times throughout your life where you feel like uh, things aren't going your way and are never going to go your way, and you can't see a way out. And other times you have fantastic things in your life, and it's okay to feel bad and to have some low times in your life. So when I got sort of depressed, as I say, I was about 19, 20. I really didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I had gone to college, and I was doing a course which I wasn't really that interested in. I just sort of, I was there for the ride, but I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I didn't really have an aim, a goal, any sort of, excuse the light, I'm in the conservatory and it's getting dark, so the light's coming on and off. I didn't really have much of a a direction, I think is. So my motivation was really low, and I had several things going on. So in college I wasn't really enthusiastic about it. I didn't go to all the classes. If a class started early, I didn't tend to go. I tended to sleep in, as a stupid sort of 19 to 20-year-old does. Um, so the only socialising I was really doing was either when I was in the times I was in college, or when I was going on a night out drinking. And what happened with me is I went to college for a few years, then I went to work and decided that I wanted to go back to college. So this was sort of my third year in college, so to speak, just still not being, just not knowing what I want to do. Um, so I had a little bit of money stashed away from when I worked, a little bit saved, and basically I just spent that on drinking alcohol, going out and seeing mates, and going out clubbing. And I tend to go clubbing twice a week, once on a Monday, once on I think it was a Friday or a Saturday. Uh, and then I just sort of breezed my way through college, not really doing much. Um, in the meantime, so I was feeling pretty down there. There wasn't much going on in my life. I wasn't exercising. I wasn't doing much. Let's just say that. Other things, I was having girl trouble. I had some, one or two girls that I sort of started going out with and really liked, and sort of got emotionally involved. A couple, and in the end, the girls weren't as interested as I was. It's all the usual growing up stuff that you tend to go through. But it just seemed to happen on this particular low point in my life as well. So that just contributed it to that. And I think the thing that broke the camel's back was I just got some really bad news um, from a friend, and it was one of those things where all these little things and things I wasn't doing for my mental health, physical health, emotional health, I wasn't looking after any of that. I was just sort of a ghost, just just floating through life for about a year, and it all just got on top of me. And saying that I wasn't doing much anyway, it just really hit me, and I just felt sad all the time. I didn't want to leave my bed. I just sort of slept all the time. And in the end, I did sort of reach out to some of my family members and just told them how I was feeling. At that particular time, you didn't have all this sort of. It's only been the last couple of years where mental health and mindfulness and all that sort of came in. So from me talking to someone and then realizing how I actually feel and having a little chat about it, it was sort of the push I needed. And actually, the first thing I did was I went to the gym. So I went back to the gym and started exercising, and it's one of those things where I just slowly built myself back up. So I started exercising regularly and eating a little bit better, and from that I felt a bit more motivated, a little bit more energized, which made me go to college more often, which made me, because I was there more often, I sort of started getting slightly more interested in the subject. In the end, I didn't use that subject to further my career, but that's another story. And I slowly picked myself back up, but I needed that low point, that hitting rock bottom, and realizing this isn't good. This isn't how I should be feeling. Um, to then speak to somebody, and it just hit me. I think it wasn't you know that in depth of a conversation with my family member. I was just sort of needed to let someone know how I was feeling, um, and for some reason that just clicked with me. So, like I say, I went to the gym, got more interested in college, started having slightly more healthier relationships with my friends and potential partners and things like that, and just became more of a person again. And of course, that was all throughout a year or so. So it's not like I suddenly picked myself up and everything was fine, but I slowly made my way back to being normal Kyle. So that's sort of my basic story of how I sort of beat depression, made myself feel better, made myself feel a bit more like a human again, and that was throughout a year. I went from that loop of really down to then going back up, by the end of my studies, and then my life carried on, but I had a better frame of mind. So I think sometimes it's healthy to get those lows so you can appreciate the highs, and when you get those highs, so you can realize when you're not in the right spot, or the space mentally. And like I say, by no way am I saying that I had it bad, because I didn't. And I've been really lucky with that, because there's lots of people in the world who doesn't can't see the sunny side, and can't change around in a year. They have to suffer with it for the rest of their life, and I feel bad for those people, and I make it clear to any of my friends who are having a bad time that if they're feeling that down, doesn't matter what I'm doing, I will put aside time to speak to them, and look after them, and listen to what they have to say. So all I'd say is, in this world of mindfulness now, just be aware of the people around you. You may not realise, just like my family member didn't, how you're feeling, uh, and yeah, look after each other. So that's all I had to say today. I just thought it was a really good subject, and no matter how big or small you feel your depression is, or whatever, um, speak about it, let people know, find people who will listen, uh, and I think that's just a really nice message to finish off this week. Um, if you guys have any questions, or even want to share, or similar stories or experiences, or if you're struggling and want to sort of let someone know, even if you're just texting it on the comments or want to send a private message, please do. You know, I'm happy to help anybody who's in need. Besides that, guys, thank you for listening. Give us a thumbs up, comment, like, subscribe, unsubscribe, and then subscribe again. Whatever you have to do. I just want to get this channel moving a little bit more, and I'd just love to hear what you guys have to say. Anyway, have a good week, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.